Hi everybody, this is Everyday Commentary, and this is a video overview of this knife. This knife is the 5551, otherwise known as the G10 Benchmade, or the Benchmade mini grip in G10. This knife is an upgraded version of the original mini grip, which is actually probably a second generation. The original mini grip had an oval instead of a hole, or instead of a circle. This knife represents an upgrade in a couple of different ways, and I'm going to go through those, and I'm going to also compare this knife to another knife that I really like. First of all, instead of the Grivery handles, which a lot of people complained about being too hollow, they added G10, and it is actually layered G10. There is some debate on the internet as to whether or not this is layered or painted. One of the readers to the website dropped his, and it chipped the G10. And he actually found that it was layered G10. So it has a G10 handle instead of the Grivery handle. The other upgrade that they did was this one. They gave this a deep carry over-the-top pocket clip. And this is an excellent, excellent pocket clip. I didn't really have a whole lot of complaints about the original pocket clip, but this pocket clip is one of the best on the market in terms of production pocket clips. It is very good. It keeps everything in place. They've positioned it in just the right way so that it's sort of out of the way when you hold the knife in your hand. Your fingers sort of just go in it and around it, as opposed to getting stuck on it, which is not good. But the real upgrade for people that care about knives is this. I've always loved the blade shape of the mini grip. Let's see if we can get it to focus. And so what they did is they took the regular sheep's foot blade on the thumb opener mini grip, and instead of 154 cm they upgraded to 20 CV. 20 CV is a powder metal steel. It is very similar to Buller's M390 and CTS 204P. Of those three steels, this is probably my favorite version. It is a slight bit easier to sharpen than the other two, with all of the same great qualities. Really good corrosion resistance, really good edge retention. I've done a bunch of stuff with this knife, and it is not stained or corroded, and I haven't needed to sharpen it. I've cut cherries with it, I've chopped through little pieces of wood with it, and it's done very, very well. I've had other knives in 20 CV, and it is just an all-around awesome steel. One of my favorite steels. In general, I like this knife a lot. I don't think I need the G10 handle, but the one thing that I did not like about the original, not the hollowness of the handle, but it was a pretty good pocket shredder, because this texture here was really aggressive on the Grivery, and the clip laid on it with a good deal of tension. It would tear your pocket up. But now the texture is still there, but it's much less shreddy, and it comes in and out of the pocket much easier. It's not going to fall out of your pocket, it's not like that, but it is definitely nicer and more pleasant on your pocket. So here's the question. Is this knife better than the original? Yes, there's no question. Is this knife worth the cost of upgrading, which is usually somewhere between $50 and $75? I would say yes. I don't think that you're going to miss that $75 as much as you will like this knife with all of the new features. So, how does it compare to this knife? This knife is one of my all-time favorite knives. This is the Cali 3 from Spyderco, and it has one of those blades, it has one of those shapes in the hand that's just absolutely incredible. It's a very, very nice, thin ZDP 189 laminate. It's 420J on the outside and ZDP 189 in the core. It has a carbon fiber handle. It's a lockback, but all of those things really are secondary to just how amazing this knife is in the hand. The choil is really good. This little curve here just fits in the hand super, super well. And I feel like these knives are very, very close to each other. They're really, really close competitors. They're about the same size. They have very similar blade shapes. This has a premium Japanese steel. This has a premium American steel. As you can see, the thumb hole on the mini grip is a bit smaller, but it's not really all that noticeable. This does have the axis lock. I know some people don't like the axis lock. I actually do like the axis lock. This has a lock back, which I don't think is all that bad. So if I had to choose, geez, this is a really good thing to have to choose between. I mean, neither of these are bad at all. I actually think that I would probably go with the Benchmade. And it's kind of shocking because I generally think that some of the things that Benchmade does are silly, but the fact that this is contoured this way as well as the other ways, and this is just flat, makes this knife a little bit more comfortable in the hand. I do always want a Toil. It's just one of those things, but I think that the steels are about equal, though if push came to shove, I'd probably choose the 20CV. The weight is pretty much the same. I mean, they're both 2.8, 2.7 ounces, 3 ounces, something like that. The pocket clips are really similar. I think I probably like the wire clip a little better. But this knife is not quite as tall as the mini grip. Or as the mini grip is not quite as tall or wide as the Cali 3. And so if I had to choose, I'd probably choose this one. I really, really like this knife. It's one of my very favorite knives. If you find the Dragonfly too small, then you should try and get this knife. I mean, the Dragonfly is awesome. It's better than this in my opinion, but and that's only because I like bigger or smaller knives. But if you like small knives, or if you like bigger knives, you don't want to carry something ginormous, then you should get this knife, which is the Benchmade 555-1.